Are you ready?
Good news, everyone!
I'm the surprise in your cereal box. I'm
great! Everybody else sucks!
I said, are you ready?
Yes, sir, random kid I just met.
It's Ciely.
Hooray! People are paying attention to me.
That's right! You're always blaming me!
So, my reputation exceeds me.
It's time to check the link.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
You know what? You just made the list.
It's all in football.
Sure, we talk about it all the time. Really? No. Burn.
What's up, you ducks? It's all football. Barkley's here. This is all you're getting today. 30 minutes of Barkley. Celebrating.
Barkley.
Barkley.
How long have you been waiting to do this? Barkley.
Can I run around the room?
RB1. You're RB1.
The RB1. Can I run? Can I
high?
go celebrate? I know, right? New intro to celebrate on All in Football. Oh, so much good stuff. And we have giant giveaway news announcement today, which, yeah, on top of that. So, yes, we are celebrating Barkley. We're celebrating everything great new. It is week 1 is almost in the books. It is all in football, in case you're wondering what the hell is going on right now. Yeah, on FTN, Chris Meaney right there. Make sure you're following him. And then over at FTN, you get 20% off with code ALLIN. The Athletic, click on my articles. You still get a discount. They change all the time, so hopefully you still get a good one. And, yeah, Chris, is Barkley the best takeaway from week 1? Is that the biggest and best thing that could ever happen in week 1?
I guess for you and Giants fans, we were on board with the bounce back and the discount on draft day. You know, getting this guy in the second round, early second round. Yeah, man, he looked fantastic, and there's reasons to be excited about the Giants. Right? It still may be a long year, but Saquon looked fantastic. The way that they went for it at the very end of the game, the way that they finished off with the W, and just Saquon looked great. I mean, touches, catches. He did look like the Saquon. It reminded me of the rookie season, right? I mean, we've only seen one game like that over that Saints game last year.
Since he got hurt, you mean basically? Since the first injuries?
The past couple of years. It's been a while, but yeah, man, that's good stuff.
It's been a while.
Do you sell high on him?
Do I sell high? No, absolutely not. I don't sell high. I mean, look. We're going to talk about this. I'm sure there are some leagues, and then, there's going to be ones where, Barkley is treated back like the 101 type of value, and then, of course, you sell high, because where is there to go from here? Could Barkley finish as the 1? Absolutely, but he's still in the same conversation, Chris McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor. If somebody's so crazy about it, you're not going to get Chase or Jefferson or Kupp, but if a deal like that where you're getting 2 first-round picks or a first and a second-round pick still for Barkley right out of the gate, then of course, sure. But, I mean, this is just fun to have him back. He warned everybody, he told everybody, you're discrediting me, you're doubting me, you're underrating what I can do, and we sat here on the show forever, said the same thing, and it happened. So, yes, terrific day for Saquon Barkley. That's not a terrific day for everybody in week 1, including we have to go back to Thursday and talk about that. But couple quick news, not news, I guess, really, the item things. So t-shirt giveaway at the final 2 t-shirts. These are all this. So I didn't get to give one to Anthony DeMario because he never contacted me. So I got most everybody's. I got the email from Mr. Nice Guy. So congratulations again. The last 2 giveaways are for James Rowdy Piper. Congratulations. And then the other one, JDust20, I think it is only because he had 7,000 entries, which, by the way, should be telling you guys, it's really easy because once, you give away and there's only somebody. But should I do it now or should I do it in the middle of the show? I'll do it in the middle of the show. I'm going to tell you how. James Ferree, it's Jay Ciely at The Athletic for the email for the winners. Same way that you're going to have to, real quick, that's the one part of the giveaway you're going to get. Jay Ciely at theathletic.com is going to be how you have to enter the contest. That's one of it. But I'll tell you the second and third and fourth. We'll get to it. So I know we're celebrating Barkley, but a lot of injuries. And let's go back to Thursday. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out of the bag. Cam Akers sucked. Like, I'm sorry, everybody. I heard it all Thursday night. I heard it all Friday. There's a lot of it. Cam Akers, I started my league. I even joked, and Chris, I said, hey, look at my lead that I'm starting with for Thursday Night Football from Josh Allen and Cam Akers. It was all Josh Allen, obviously. There's a lot. So here's how I'm looking at. Yes, there is concern. We're going to talk concerns on tomorrow's show with Stepmom Lauren. We always do that. It's the Ducks. How many Ducks? I'll give you a sneak preview. Give it a 3.5. Not a full 5. Not 4. 3 would kind of be the midway point, but a little bit over midway. Because this is how. The doghouse comments from Sean McVay is kind of telling. And I saw a couple people tweeting about it, and I kind of said the same thing. You don't doghouse in the game. He only had 3 touches. There's no way he doghoused in the game to get 3 touches. Now, yes, he did whiff on a potential block to save his own skin, but that was already after this touch load had happened. So whether that added to it, definitively 3.5 for the concern. The other part of it was the soft tissue injury, and then everybody's like, oh, it's the Achilles. We told you nobody comes back from the Achilles. We told you. And what do we do this entire preseason, Chris? We sat here, it's like, you can't say that and then say, oh, James Robinson is going to be a threat to ETN, who, by the way, was. James Robinson looked good. Sterling Shepard looked good. So, tell me if I'm crazy. This is why it's not a full 5 for me, Chris, because I'm holding out hope that the Akers Achilles, that we've now reached the point in the NFL where Achilles are like ACLs used to be. It's not a death knell to your career. It's not the end of everything. Deonta Foreman took about 2 years, but Deonta Foreman looked good last year. I have a feeling this is the doghouse and soft tissue injury. The reason it's 3.5 and not 2.5, because I spin it positively, is because that offensive line looks awful. Awful. Stafford was top 3 in pressure rate. It was Daniel Jones, Matthew Stafford. Joe Burrow was inside top 5, and I forget who the other person was, but that's where I'm going with this. So if you were on tomorrow's show, how many ducks would you give Cam Akers?
Yeah, I mean, I think 3.5 is fair. There's a couple things. I mean, the biggest takeaway for me is the offensive line. It looked awful. Like Andrew Whitworth, he's 40 years old, but they didn't bring him back. It's clear that they're gonna need to patchwork that line. A couple other things. I don't know if Cam Akers sucked. Yeah, he missed that block, but the guy didn't even touch the ball. So how could we say that he was awful? Right?
Honestly, to get back to the line of scrimmage on 2 of those plays was pretty impressive.
I was just going to say that. I thought that was one of the most impressive play. And then somebody told me, when I was talking with my buddies in the home league and, Cam Akers, big joke, like drop this guy in the waiver wire. We were just joking. Don't do that. If you want Cam Akers and you believe, like, now is the time. You don't sell him right now. You check in on the owner to see if they're fed up, and you go get him. They say, oh, Henderson looked good. Did he? I think he was like 3.6 yards per attempt. I believe he had like an 18-yard run, which was almost half of his yards that he had in that game. The offensive line did not look good, but right away it just showed me that he isn't 100%, whether it's the Achilles, whether it's the soft tissue. He didn't touch the ball in like the first 3 series of the game, and he ended up with 3 carries. So he was hardly on the field. He was hardly touching the ball. So he's not 100%. What we know about Darrell Henderson is that this guy is an issue staying healthy as well. It's a long season. I'm a little worried, but ultimately I'm kind of in on buying low if you could get him, and he's your flex RB or, a still low end RB too. I think he still has that upside, but yeah, man, it's to me, the offensive line looked really, really bad, really, really bad. So maybe that was part of it as well. Clearly Sean McVay likes Cam Akers, right? It's pretty clear he likes that guy. And if he was healthy, he probably would have given him more touches.
Yeah, I think that's how your coach comes for you without coming for you. Like, does it in the right way. Like, he didn't throw him under the bus. He kind of just like stood on the curb and was like, hey, I'm going to push you in front of this if you don't watch out. Like, just, I got my hand on your back and the bus is coming. I'm about to push you out there, but I'm going to kind of warn you, so to speak. So I still, go buy low on Cam Akers. Obviously, don't start him this week. You have to start Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson still is an RB2, as you mentioned. He had some nice runs. But I think if we're looking at let's assume both were 100%, it'd still be Akers. So, yes, don't drop them. Go grab them off panicking owners. This is 1 week. Still have time, but, of course, you don't start them. I want to go back to the Giants game because this is the same conversation. Sterling Shepard looked pretty good, was on a limited snap count, similar to Godwin, who got hurt. We're going to talk about that kind of stuff. And for the worries about Kamara, I see those comments. That's going to be tomorrow with Lauren. We're going to talk waivers and worries and all that type of stuff. We're trying to, at least as a shorter show, hit everything that's like the big news. So the Shepard was back, but the reason I bring up Shepard is more so because Toney is barely on the field. Kadarius Toney, 10 snaps. Like, Dable not enamored with him at all, maybe, which is crazy because it looks like he does things with the ball. He had the one play looked like he was about to throw it and then scrambled out of it and actually got some positive yards. But is this just going to be Shepard? Galladay looks still like trash. Wan'Dale Robinson got hurt, looked like a little bit of a dynamic weapon at the beginning of the game. Is this just Shepard, or is this I don't even want Shepard?
I don't think I really want Shepard. I mean, you could pick him up off the waiver wire, and it's nice to have, obviously, pieces that are going to play on your bench in case you get into any issues. I mean, Shepard's shown us before when he's healthy, especially with Daniel Jones, like in a full point setting, he could rack up 6 or 7 grabs. He did look pretty good on that long run. You mentioned James Robinson, another guy that looked pretty good. I thought neither guy was as explosive as I've seen them in the past, but it's just one game here. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. Toney is just, I think he's the guy that I want inside the offense. I think it'll take some time. Like, he wasn't being, I was he behind the 8 ball? Can we say that?
I'm going to wait already. I want one more week, and I'm ready to drop.
I wouldn't start him.
No, I'm not dropping.
I wouldn't start either.
I said I'm ready. He's not going to be in Dropsville. For Dumpsville, right. As I can't even get my own column name right. He's not going to be in Dumpsville yet, but he is teetering one more week of being that. He was essentially 5th on the depth chart in week 1.
But he didn't practice really with the team.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's why I said I'll give him one more week.
Yeah,
give him one more week.
I would give him a couple.
Couple?
Let's see now if he can practice. See if he can practice this week with the
squad.
Cam
Akers and Kadarius Toney this year's Brandon Ayuk's? Where, remember what Shanahan did to Ayuk last year?
Sure. Yeah, it may be. Yeah, I think it's...
I mean, you're trying to spin Toney positively, so...
I'm trying to. Yeah, it could be like Ayuk. Ayuk was probably a little bit more, maybe more established. Toney's kind of getting in his own way since he's been in the NFL. He hasn't been able to stay healthy. He just hasn't been able to stay healthy. So I'd give it a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't start this guy, right? If you're in a shallow 10-team league, you could probably cut him if you wanted to.
Okay. Well, 10-team, yeah. That makes a big difference right there. All right, so here's how to enter this giveaway. If you're ready for it. The giveaway this time is not a T-shirt. It's not a Band Kickers T-shirt. It's not a Band Kickers. It's not my personalized anything this time. And no, it's not just to make up for Cam Akers. Like, I had this idea before Cam Akers, but it does kind of help. So, for your chance to win an Xbox Series X, yes, I said that correctly, an Xbox Series X. There are a lot of requirements, but hell, we're giving away, thank you, Kevin Adams and Stefan, the whole FTN. We are giving away an Xbox Series X. Here's what you have to do. You have to subscribe to the YouTube channel and take a snapshot because I need to see proof of all these things. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Very easy. Hit the button. You're subscribed. Done.
Free.
You don't even have to thumbs up. Just subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe and review. You don't have to give 5 stars, but it might help. You don't have to give 5 stars on iTunes, but you do have to subscribe and review. Leave a review on iTunes. You can say, Meaney's the better part of the show. I don't care. Just leave a review on iTunes, and then make sure you're following the FTN Twitter account. Obviously, Chris and myself, I'm hoping you're already doing that. So 3-step process. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe and review on iTunes, and follow the FTN Fantasy account on Twitter. You take 3 screenshots, send me the 3 screenshots at Ciely at The Athletic. Boom, you're entered. And in 2.5 weeks, we're going to give away the Xbox Series X. Done.
Fantastic.
That's all you have to do.
I see some people talking too. Even if you don't have iTunes, like you could just...
Oh, iTunes, the podcast, iTunes, whatever they call it now. You know what I'm talking about.
You could just
don't get technical.
And just search the show.
Okay, actually,
the description of this video, and then you can just
rate on Spotify. How about that? I'll even pivot right now for you. The review, but you can't leave a review on Spotify, right?
You can't.
No, iTunes. Screw you people.
It's got to be iTunes.
Screw you people.
Yeah,
it's my contest.
Sign up. It's
my rules. It's my contest.
I love it.
I'm giving away Xbox Series X. Screw you guys. If you don't want to enter, then fine. Fine, whatever.
FTN Fantasy, Jim. FTN Fantasy on the Twitter machine. We'll
have
all the links
handle
inside the description of this video, too. The 3-step process.
If you don't want to do iTunes, don't enter the contest. Screw you guys. I'm going home. I'll take Cam Akers with me. And Barkley. Whatever. Try to do a
It must
giveaway.
have feel pretty good for Saquon. I mean, now that when we was getting closer to the season, I had to bump this.
Don't
guy up.
I'm just gonna sit here and stare at the screen for the last whatever. I tried to do a nice giveaway, amazing giveaway of Xbox Series X, and people are gonna get annoyed with me. You get annoyed with me anyway. Did you listen to the new intro? Did you listen to it? Everybody always wants to blame me, the Joker. There you go. Boom, done. That's why I put it in there. Try to do something.
Well done.
Nice.
I liked it.
Try to do something.
I was rocking
nice.
out to
Whatever.
it the other night when you sent it over the weekend. I was loving
Yeah. By the way, you know who else is back? Michael freaking Thomas. Throwing up the X because the Ohio State X that they used to throw up a couple of years ago from Michigan.
What a
they
nice
stole
little
the X.
snag. 2 of them, actually. But the first one was awesome. It was like, just give me that. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't had a touchdown in years. Give it to me. It was great.
So I will say there was concerns of how much he would play, snap count similar to Chris Godwin. Now, Chris Godwin did aggravate. Well, maybe it's related, but had the hamstring injury. Michael Thomas looked really good. Michael Thomas locked in. I don't care who you're facing, or would you still say if he's facing a top 5-10 corner, like I was about to say Jalen Ramsey, but he got torched in the first week. So I think that's kind of answers the question in and of itself. Are you even sitting Michael Thomas at this point?
No, I don't think so. All right. I mean, you took a shot on this guy in the mid-30s. As you know, maybe you really liked him and you were really aggressive to get him. He's your wide receiver 2, but I think most leagues that I have him, it's a wide receiver 3, and we just needed to see it, right, Jake? We just needed to see this guy on the field. It had been so long. New offense, new quarterback, and Jameis went to him twice inside the red zone on those touchdowns. Absolutely. It's all I needed to see from him. I wouldn't sell high. You got a bit of a discount, and we know his upside. He just showed his upside, his ceiling, and what he has to offer. So he could be one of the biggest steals. I don't want to overreact. It's 1 week, but it was a really good week for him. It
was. It wasn't a really good week for for Kamara. I appreciate you guys in the comment. Nathan Katowski, I'm going home. I appreciate that you got the joke that like I'm going home and I'm home. Yeah. Bill, you just made the list. Yes. Anthony Ciely. Oh, this was supposed to be the summer of Cam, the summer of George. Love the call outs here. Not good in this game. There's already questions about Kamara. So, I mean, we're going to talk about it with Lauren tomorrow, but might as well talk about it now because we're talking about this game, some of the biggest news. Kamara, here's the good thing. The snap count, I checked, in line with everything of his career. Actually, right now, his snap count is the highest of what it would have for his career, highest percentage-wise. But the rushing touches would be the lowest since his rookie season because Taysom effing Hill, not a quarterback issue, not a receiver issue, he is now a freaking running back issue. How concerned are you, Kamara, and if you have Taysom Hill tight end eligible in your league, are you picking him up and starting him?
I think it had to be a deep league to pick him up. He didn't really catch. I think he had 1 catch, 1 target, but he's going to run. I thought this was a Sean Payton thing. And when Jameis went down, I was like, oh, is Andy going to come in or are they just going to go with Taysom Hill? It's concerning. I am concerned, honestly. I think what you said, the snap count is awesome. Like, and he should dominate a lot of the snaps over Mark Ingram, but if he's not going to get these goal line touches, if this is what they're going to do when they get inside the 10, it is very concerning. I thought one of the biggest locks heading into the week in terms of like carries, I had a bunch of guys in the prop shop for over carries like Chubb and Taylor and Joe Mixon. And I just felt like Kamara was a guy that I could trust to get 15, 16 carries. I was really intrigued at how this offense would look, how they were going to run, because last year was slow pace, and now there's no Sean Payton and Dennis Allen. But I am concerned. I have a little bit of a concern with him. Again, it's kind of like Akers. I'm not selling this guy right now. I don't think it's the time to trade him. Clearly, he has more upside than Cam Akers. You got to be patient here. I would knock on the door and see what I could get. If I was hurting at the running back position and I had a bunch of stud wide receivers, I would consider, flipping. Maybe you can trade Miles Sanders and something else for Alvin Kamara. Like, this is something that I would consider doing. But man, like Taysom Hill is going to be a problem. He's pretty good at finding the end zone like that. Mark Ingram blocked and he went in, and it was a couple really nice runs. I would like to see them hand it off to Alvin, but hey, man, I'm not the one calling plays.
No, you're not. And, well, neither is Sean Payton anymore, but it's still an issue,
That's
which
right.
tells you a little bit of something, and it has nothing to do with that ridiculous contract. You know what else didn't look good? I could go 2 different directions, but a lot of injuries. Let's go to the biggest one. I mean, there were a lot, but the biggest one is Dak's hand and a pin, plate, and all this type of stuff. 6 to 8 weeks. Some are saying it could be longer. It was Cooper Rush time in Dallas. I was trying to say, what did he pull Philip Rivers out every time? I don't even know who they could even get at this point. It's going to be Cooper Rush. Like,
Jimmy
there's just
G.
Are you going to trade mid-season for Jimmy G? I mean, that would have a double effect here. Because I was going to say that would make you feel better about the Dallas pass catchers, and it would also make you feel better about Trey Lance because you're tying Trey Lance. I was trying to because that looked trash too. Like
he might be on a short leash.
The Cowboys and Prescott right now immediately. So it sucks when CeeDee Lamb and Dalton Schultz shares go sideways because of something like this, because this isn't Cam Akers himself. This is related to the quarterback position. Lamb wasn't even getting the high volume in that game. It was just a bad game all around, even before Dak got hurt. So I was going to put very little weight into CeeDee Lamb having a bad week 1. I was going to go for panicking owners and try to trade for him. But now with Cooper Rush, CeeDee Lamb, Schultz, we have to start CeeDee Lamb? Question mark as a wide receiver. I'll tie into a former player of this team. Amari Cooper wasn't even the highly targeted one for the Browns. First 1 week, I'm not dropping or trading away Cooper low, but I am concerned for somebody who sat here myself and said Cooper's volume wouldn't be the issue. The problem was Donovan Peoples-Jones was the number 1 volume by far. Yeah. Jacoby Brissett threw to him a ton. Donovan Peoples-Jones didn't run 30 yards. He got the message. You don't run 30 yards downfield with Jacoby Brissett. So CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Dalton, all this kind of. I guess we could tell all these guys, Cowboys and former Cowboys.
I'm concerned about Amari. I don't think we really liked Amari anyways. We just like the fact that he was falling to wide receiver 35, 37. There's a volume opportunity.
That's
but again, it's one game. So I don't think it's the end of the world. Amari, I would try to find someone else maybe to start over him. I am concerned about CeeDee. I had some of the same questions that I addressed with you in the offseason, kind of very similar to Juju Smith-Schuster in that year when he lost Antonio Brown. Can this guy handle top coverage? And that remains to be seen if CeeDee can be a wide receiver 1 in the league. That's it. I tweeted out the top 12 wide receivers. They're all alphas. The top 5 are all top 5 in terms of ADP. Jefferson, Kupp, all these guys that were Adams, Diggs, all the guys that were drafted as top 5 wide receivers showed up as top 5 wide receivers. And someone said, well, what about CeeDee? And again, it remains to be seen if this guy can handle top coverage. Amari Cooper got all that coverage last year, and he handled it with success. And then there was some soft coverage for CeeDee, and he had some highs and he had some lows. And now I am definitely concerned. Are you kidding me? You're losing Dak, who did what he could yesterday. He didn't look good. It was probably his worst game in the NFL. A lot of that wasn't on him. Credit to the Bucs. The offensive line, it looks awful. It's atrocious. They let pieces go in the offseason. Then they had injuries before the season started. They drafted a guy who looks great. He's playing on the wrong side as a guard. It is an absolute mess in Dallas. Clearly, Jerry wants to win. There's no question he does, I think, because he didn't replace guys, but he may be aggressive with Jimmy G. You could buy low.
What I will say,
he's not a top 15 wide receiver rest away, Jake, with Cooper Rush. That's all I got to say.
Thanks. Yeah, Cooper Rush is a massive downgrade. The offensive line. So it takes a few weeks for them to gel, especially when we have the preseason where, hey, maybe one of these NFL teams to stop worrying about health. And I know, look, you could get hurt every time you step on the field. There's another chance to get hurt. And it's frustrating when it happens in the preseason. But this is now the second year in a row, actually third year in a row. Week 1 has looked like a preseason game for half the league. And a lot of it having to do with offensives not clicking, offensive lines not gelling because half of them didn't play with each other. The Giants, and we're going to tie back to the Giants. The Giants' first half, Daniel Jones basically snapped the ball with Titans defenders in his face. It looked better in the second half. It still wasn't great. But I'm saying, you saw it start to gel in game a little bit. So I'm saying for Cincinnati, maybe even Pittsburgh, the Giants, Dallas, maybe some of these things start to look better. And I wouldn't panic too much. They are worth concern, like the Rams especially. Well, and the Rams also lost a center and potentially Noteboom for a game or two. So that's added to it. But I'm saying, let's say this. So let's get out of here. We're going to go over by a minute or two. Sorry, but get out of here with Trey Lance only because we brought him up. Tomorrow, we're going to do waivers and concerns. Still a lot to get to. Still concerned. We got to pour one out for Dameon Pierce in the first game. Laugh at everybody who is Ramondre Stevens season. Haha. That was, I got that one. Told you not to go crazy on that one. Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju Smith-Schuster, baby. So we have a lot for tomorrow and more Barkley celebrations. But Trey Lance, It was torrential downpour for one quarter. It was a sloppy field for the entire time.
Brutal. Yeah.
But it was sloppy throws. It was bad. He widely overthrew Conklin on a broken play that Conklin could have had that looked like would have been a Kittle play. But anyway, that being said, Trey Lance, how worried are you after one game?
I same level of concern. I said if he started off very, very slow, the short leash could be there, right? I mean, the division games start to come up. But I think, it's week one. The weather was bad. Do we give the same pass to Fields? Like Fields was able to kind of figure it out in the second half of that
pass.
game,
I was going to say Fields looked better.
Yeah, he really
But he only
did.
threw like 6 times.
Yeah, this is the concern.
Do you know the leading targets for the Bears? Without looking, don't look, don't cheat.
No,
What'd you guess?
I don't know. I forget now. I think it was
3.
just 3 targets.
Darnell Mooney and Equinemius St. Brown 3.
Yeah, and nothing from Komet. Or for Komet. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we'll see Jimmy get flipped. And you can feel a little bit better about that. But I'm concerned level, I'd say a 6. I'd say 6. Yeah.
So wait, so 6 translated to 5. You give him 3 ducks. So there you go, because you did the math wrong. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow.
I'm not a Saquon hater. I don't know. Like I was in like Saquon's top 10. He was top 10 for me in my rankings. I don't understand.
So
I'm rocking the T, but I'm pro Saquon.
Hey, Cowboys the only one without a win in that division. Look at the standings today. We'll talk about week 1. Oh, if you made it through Survivor, congratulations. 50% of survivors knocked out in week 1 this year. One of the biggest, I think the biggest ever week 1 we've ever seen. Back tomorrow with Chris is back Wednesday. Back tomorrow is Lauren at 11 a.m. He'll be back on Wednesday. That's the ranking show. Tomorrow's the waivers and worries. Reminder to enter the contest. You need to do those 3 things. I will tell you how to do it every single day until the end of the contest to remind you. Saquon Barkley is way over there resting. And hopefully you celebrated a week. Yes. I'm sorry for Cam Akers, but there was a lot to be happy about. And then some sads. We're going to pour out some more sads tomorrow. But we're giving away an Xbox. Apparently that wasn't good enough for you people. So screw you. Goodbye.